That's the right position. And sometimes the way to do it is that you can slightly kind of bend your elbow. Because your hand is in that kind of position, the hand will be ready to help you to make your speech. Last night, we had a big fish for dinner. The fish was that big, right? Your hand comes forward to help you deliver the speech. If your hands are like here, and then last night, we had a big fish. Doesn't like it, right? So because then you're spending your energy holding yourself and you feel nervous. So release your hand at a kind of comfortable position like here, then you will look good. Obviously, we do not kind of do like this. It's too much like the penalty kick, right? Or at the back will not be good as well, because it's at the back that it appears that you have something to hide. And of course, you don't pay around the corners in your pocket. It doesn't look too good as well. You may look very stylish, but not good in public speaking. Okay, here you go. Finger management. Now, I always mention finger management. Very important. Never use one finger. Because nobody likes to be pointed at, right? You say, would that be okay? Would that be good? You're pointing at people. People don't like to be pointed at. Particularly the judges, right? You go, it would be good. They wouldn't like it, right? And in particular, if you're using one finger, when you're getting overexcited, you're not too sure which finger you're using. That's most dangerous. This is a real danger, using one finger. So my suggestion is, only use all the time 5 fingers. That would be very safe. You say, this is going to be very exciting. We are going to be very happy, so this is the way to do it, right? 5 fingers, very safe, always. Remember this, finger management. Next, use of notes. How many of you will believe that, or how many of you prepare you're going to carry your notes with you when you do your speech? How many of you? My suggestion is, forget about the notes. You may carry your notes and put it in a pocket. Wear something in your pocket, right? The notes in the pocket will serve as a kind of a psychological lifeline. Interestingly, when you have something there, you don't need it. If you carry the notes with you, it will kind of restrain your hand movement. And obviously, when you're reading it, then you do not look like you know about your subject. So my suggestion is, take part in a contest, challenge yourself, go without the notes. For this hour-long presentation, I go without the notes. Why? Because I believe I definitely will have something to say. All right? Very important. So if you really want to impress the audience, go without the notes. You may like to carry a cue card in the pocket, but do not really read it, because particularly I've seen those carrying an A4 size kind of notes. When they kind of handshakes and then the whole thing gets amplified. So everybody knows that they're very nervous, right? So no notes in as far as possible. Use a microphone. I believe that most of the time you, particularly in the first round or the second round, you just go in a small room. You do not need to use the mic. But then I would suggest if you need to use the mic, test the mic beforehand. And when you test the mic, do not take on it. You can just say testing, 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 can you hear me? Like this. If you try to do that, it might come off with a very loud kind of noise, right? Finally, we need to be aware of our body movement. Because it's important that we only make movement on stage with a purpose. Do not move unnecessarily. If I go like this, well, I graduated from Hong Kong University back in 1979, and what I've been doing is, you know, that those in the front, it's almost like watching a table tennis game, right? But we don't do that. What we do is that work with a purpose. You can do certain kind of footwork on stage. For example, I can say, back in my secondary school time, I used to play soccer. It's so easy to get together, 6 aside, 12 of us. But then by the time I was in university, not easy to get 12 people. So we start playing basketball, 2 aside. And then by the time I start working, I could only play tennis, 1 aside, right? And by the time I retire, I could only do kind of squash all by myself or playing golf. So that is the way to show the time. So you may say, if I know about playing golf back in my secondary school time, I could do better than Tiger Woods. So having this is what we call the timeline would help us to develop a good kind of image to the audience so that they know what you're talking about, amplifying it, right? So suggest that, as I mentioned about, is on the word necessity. How much you want to do it is on necessity, right? Animation. How would you like animation? Meaning that if I'm going to say, I'm getting very excited seeing you, how do you like that? How do you like that? You may be all right with, the way you say, I like, today I'm very happy. But then thinking about that you are presenting in front of all post-50s, right? You'll be very kind of taken by surprise. So what you do, you might have to carry yourself a bit more serious. I'm very happy to. It's a kind of degree that you may work it out yourself. Use the props. If you really need to use the props, yes, I would agree to it. But then make sure that if you don't need it, put it down. Do not just carry it for the entire kind of presentation. And message to message is like, do you really mean what you say? If I'm saying, I'm getting very excited seeing you here today. Very, very excited. Can you feel it? No. Because my kind of body language and the gesture doesn't quite match with what I say. So this is the message to message. Now, finally, this is the part where I would like you to work with it. Right? I really want you to work with me. On the vocal variety, is that when you present, obviously, most importantly, how to say it. Now, there are various elements. It's what we call the stress, the volume, the pace. In fact, I'm going to tell you what they are. And you're going to do the exercise with me together, right? First, on the stress. Can you see the word in blue? It's in black, this is in blue, right? Now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 here. 4, yeah. Who would like to do the first one? The blue means where you put the stress on. This is what? Who want to do it? Yes!